plays indie artist music and makes local celebrities. This is WMRR Radio. Host your show on WMRR Radio. Get on air at WMRR Radio, the podcaster station. WMRR Radio, the sponsors and advertiser station. Grow your business with WMRR Radio. Start a career in radio. WMRR Radio broadcast training going on now. Register today. Stay tuned and tune in to the Ms. Ross Radio Show on WMRR Radio, Miami.
Get in the indie artist mix with Ms. Ross, broadcasting live from your location. 15 minutes of commercial-free indie.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Y'all already know what time it is. We live. We here. Y'all get the people in here. Like, share, subscribe, comment, all of that good stuff. We finna get to the business. It's Man Talk Monday.
This world is a jungle. Gotta stay humble. I'm a lesson when I fumble. Never the bumble. Stuck in the hunt. It's like no bitches in the bundle. This world is a jungle. Gotta stay humble. I'm a lesson when I fumble. Never the bumble. Stuck in the hunt. It's like no bitches in the bundle. This world is a jungle. Gotta stay humble. I'm a lesson when I fumble. Never the bumble. Stuck in the hunt. It's like no bitches in the bundle. This world is a jungle. This world is a jungle. Woo! You can have I just want the dome. Every time a bitch call my phone, turning over by my ringtone. But he just like me, my little clone. Gotta lose Willie on the cone. Head cracking push for the flow. Fuck you, trying to never leave a home. Middle with 31 songs. Bring the pain, watch me set the tone. Drop them off and watch me get it going. Spirits on deck, I ain't alone. Aiming at your neck with any clone. Stacking up my pins for the phone. Living in y'all, I got no collected all the pistols out your home. So don't make me fuck up your world. It's pussy, I'm hella thorough. Too busy to glock swirl. Back show where you want it curl. These bitches push up the ego till we pull up a regal. Snip you out like a beagle and hit you up like a beaver. Pull back up like a seagull, strategic cause it's illegal. I love my bitch in the feeble. We're partners up now, we geeking that fake shit. I've been peeping, that's the vegan. I hit it, try to hit me with a few flam gun charge beer. Gotta stay humble. I'm a lesson when I fumble, never the bumble. Stuck in the hunt, slide my bitches in the bundle. This world is a jungle. Gotta stay humble. I'm a lesson when I fumble, never the bumble. Stuck in the hunt, slide my bitches in the bundle. This world is a jungle. Gotta stay humble. I'm a lesson when I fumble, never the bumble. Stuck in the hunt, slide my bitches in the bundle. This world is a jungle.
When you jump in, let me know. Nigga, what are you?
Spoke to him and said he had a blessing coming, and he'll be goddamn if a nigga take it from him. That boy said he tired of pie, he's trying to grow his own pump. You know his man's full feet, so you know he ain't frontin' them. Plus them niggas love, so you know they ain't bumping them. Graduated school, stacked up and got a shot for them. Cause niggas don't take ass bigs when they grown men. So what you gon' do in the club or when you in the pants? When we on the road, we go places niggas won't go. We the club or you get taxed, we get it for the low. Shit, we getting too early, shoulda let it grow. Call me Ludacris, smooth bitch with them throwing bows. Real street nigga, yeah, try to enforce. When these niggas get money, they start to act like hoes.
Yeah. Shout out to my boy Neighbors, aka that one stick. That boy coming through with some hits. You hear me? I like that. I like all this little vibes. Now I've been listening to it, you know. I've been listening to him in my car and what have you. And so yeah, like shout out to my boy One Stick with the vibes. Hey Esther. When y'all jump in, drop me with a yo. Let me know you in here so I can shout you out real quick.
2, 4, 5, 6 in one, 7 in the other. Royal flush, how you gon' fuck with the brother? A lethal phantom with the weapon like I'm Danny Glover. I urge a vest to protect, but still copy some rubbers. I'm bouncing off the hit stick with the green like I'm flowers. She waving by to me behind your back every time you hug. She keep it real with me because she knows she won't find another. You free to do your thug little thing, I leave it to God to judge it. Put no one in the bucket. Cause when shit get hectic, your ass get neglected. Now you sit back reflecting, should I go get the weapon? Nah, that's too simple, these jokers need a new lesson. All for to make the family food, worms in the breakfast. A bubbled out scantron, you bitches shouldn't attend.
Yo, what's good, Yolanda? How you doing?
The chicken lady told me stop eating Popeyes and drink a little dirt. You know what the rest is. Get away. I'm trying to get some money.
Shout out to the homie One Stick.
At night I scream to God and people still tell me to pray. I choose not to talk. They just select the shit I say. I got
You hear me? I feel you when you say that. When he just said, I felt that.
And people still tell me to pray. I choose not to talk. They can select the shit I say. I gotta get away. I gotta get away. I hope you like that. You fuck me over when you forget about me. It's when I strike back. I keep a pack of woods and filters roll, but these is not blacks. The heat right under the armor. Wait till you hear it click clack. It sound like Optimus Prime. Transforming, bitch, you get back. I hit your dome with 3 strikes. That's what I call a head crack. The bullets lay low on the shotty. That's what I call a 4 rack. I want the side of the front. You lose the case if you hit backs. I hope you get that. You a pussy. I got black stripes. I'm a big cat. Gave up the play and you ain't made the cheese. You a dumb rat. Don't need a bullet. Ain't for the eyes with a thumbtack. King suited in the ride. You know we bucking all jacks. Focus young boys who are up early taking the sack. They say that black lives matter, but that's just to distract. Shout out to Antoine, free the boy Pat. They rock the Family Dollar trying to get us away. I'm trying to get some money. You bitches in the way. And now the screen to God and people.
Y'all hit me with the yo. Let me know you're in the building. Smacking people children. Y'all already know what time it is, man. It's Man Talk Monday, WMRR Radio. We live in the building.
I'm trying to get some money.
I'm sit my mouth and do. I chose violence today.
People still tell me to pray. I choose not to talk to his select the shit I say. I gotta get away. I gotta get away. I'm trying to get some money.
I gotta get away, y'all. That's the boy One Stick. Y'all make sure y'all go download him on all platforms. One Stick times Navis. You hear me? It's a true story. Y'all make sure y'all cop that first class. My boy, what's good? And y'all already know what time it is. It's Man Talk Monday, and we here for it. So, hey, how y'all doing? Y'all already know it's Man Talk Monday. It's your boy Mama. There goes that man. Uncle Cody to, you know, but it's me. And I'm so happy to be here today on this beautiful Monday. Shout out to everybody who's in. Y'all like, y'all share, y'all subscribe. Let's get to it. Before we get to the topic of today, y'all already know we got to take care of business, got to pay some bills, and got to support the people that support us. So as you already know the lineup, y'all make sure y'all go check them out. First, let me go ahead and holler at my main man, Puerto Rican E, a.k.a. Freaky E, a.k.a. Well, now he being Sleepy E. You feel me? We had to add another a.k.a. to him, but shout out to him, man. Y'all go check out Mistaken Kicks. Y'all want the new drops. He got those. Whatever drop is coming, he got them. So y'all make sure y'all go holler at Mistaken Kicks, man. Drop them kicks on the man. Also, Mistaken ID, the clothing line, the brand, the lifestyle. Y'all go to the website. Go to Mistaken Kicks on IG. Go to Mistaken Kicks on Facebook. Y'all go to mistakenidentity.com. Y'all make sure y'all support the boy. Shout out to Sandra. Sandra'sAccessories.com. Now, remember now, I'm telling all y'all about this young lady now. So when she get to be a millionaire, I don't want to hear nothing. Because the young lady, she going to make it. Man, y'all go to Sandra'sAccessories.com. Man, this young lady got all the little accessories for her high school and classmates, and even for you older women, because I keep seeing all of these 90s and 80s parties popping up, and all of the costume jewelry be needed. So y'all make sure y'all go to Sandra'sAccessories.com, and y'all make sure y'all cop some accessories from the young lady, man. And go to Sandra's Accessories on IG, man. Y'all make sure y'all go follow her. She's a 16-year-old girl entrepreneur. She got her own business. She's trying to create some generational wealth, and I only think that it's right that we support that young black queen. Well, she a princess now. I can't give her that queen title yet. She a princess, but she's gonna be a beautiful black queen, man, because she's out here really doing it. Shout out to Queens to Be clothing line. See how we do that? Segue that vibe. You feel me? Shout out to Queens to Be clothing. Y'all already know the idea behind Queens to Be, man. We showing our young ladies that you can be beautiful, you can look great, you can be elegant, and you don't have to show all your body. You don't have to show everything that God gave you. So shout out to Queens to Be clothing. Yeah, we, y'all already know about that. So check them out. What other businesses, man? Shout out to my main man, Will the barber, man. Will got the barbershop vibes going. Y'all make sure y'all holler at him. Y'all need your little shorty haircut. Fellas, you still got them aspirations. You want to go out there and play a little ball still? Man, Will got the semi-pro team and all. So if you want to play semi-pro, holler at Will the barber. You need a haircut, holler at Will the barber. You want to do painting with a little twist type vibe, then holler at Will the barber, man. Him and his wife got the whole little setup, up there in Broward. So shout out to him. Man, shout out to my main man, Boss Carter, man. Y'all already know Germ. Germ do everything. So whatever whatever you need, all you gotta do is hit Germ up, and I'm pretty sure Germ got it going for you. He don't do it per se, but he'll get somebody that could. I know that. But if you need a yacht party, holler at Germ, man. Germ gonna throw you an all white yacht party that you're gonna remember 10, 15 years from now. You need some good barbecue, y'all holler at Boss Carter, man. Boss Carter gonna get you right every time. Holler at my main man, Germ. Shout out to you, Germ. You already know what time it is, brother. And all the other small businesses, man. You got your small business, you got your black business, you need some support, you need some shout out love. I'm gonna shout you right here on the radio so everybody know who you is, everybody hear your business, and we can try to get you some custos, man. Y'all know how we talk, man. Y'all know the local colloquialisms, get you some custos. Yeah. So any other business, man, I'm forgetting, man. If I forget your business, drop your business in the comments, man. I definitely got you on the shout out vibes. But yeah, so we got us an interesting conversation today, ladies and gentlemen. I chose violence when I woke up this morning. I chose violence. Okay. And it's an interesting conversation, and I would love to get everybody's opinion. Please, everybody, drop your opinion in the comments. If you want to get up live on the radio, I drop the link for you. You can get on the radio live and provide us your commentary. But I want to hear about it, right? So it's a post that was floating around over the weekend, of a guy, jump. I don't know who jumped in who inbox. I don't know what's going on with that, but it seemed like the guy may have jumped in the woman inbox, right? So the guy said he wanted to get to know the young lady. Cool. Whoa, bomb. So, this guy, he offered a Dutch date, and she didn't know what a Dutch date was. And I don't know if you guys know what a Dutch date is, but for the people who don't know what a Dutch date is you pay for you, I pay for me. Right. And his rationale was kind of, that, we have a Dutch date first to see if we like each other, see if we want to continue to get to know each other, whatever the case may be. If we have a second date, I'll pay for it. But, the first date, you cover you, I cover me, no, even swap, no swindle. So I want to know how y'all feel about that. I seen it as kind of uproar because I've seen a lot of people, women specifically, but I've seen a lot, of people, because I've seen some men out here disagreeing with it as well, or some men dropping some rule, as it pertains to that situation. But, I really want to know what y'all think. Is there something wrong with a Dutch date? If a guy wanted to get to know you better, whatever the case may be, but his idea of getting to know you better in a social setting is y'all having a Dutch date, going out, you pay for you, he pay for him, y'all get to know each other, and whatever the case. So y'all let me know. Now, me, myself, personally, I don't envision myself going on a Dutch date. I'm not going to say it's tacky or nothing like that, because I understand the rationale behind it. I understand why he may want to go on a Dutch date. I personally, I probably wouldn't go on the Dutch date. I don't know if it's an idea that I would introduce. And even if someone were to introduce it to me, if I was in the dating realm and someone introduced to me a Dutch date, hey, let's go out, little Dutch vibes, woo, woo, woo. At the end of the night, I probably end up just paying for myself anyway. I don't know. That's just me. But I do get and I understand the rationale. And it does kind of make sense if you look at it from an aspect of somebody who, may have been jilted before. I think that we don't do enough respect, or we don't provide enough respect to the trauma that people have faced, or we don't give enough respect, or we don't give the amount of respect we command for our individual traumas. But I mean, you got some guys, man, that have been jilted. Hey, it is what it is. We all get hurt. We all humans. Men get hurt, women get hurt, all that good stuff. So, I mean, you got guys that may have been in situations where they feel like they kind of being used here. They take a chick out, nice little restaurant or whatever, and expect a nice little vibe from her or whatever. And, come to find out, it's just, I just wanted a meal or whatever. And, it is what it is type vibes. Like, I think that we all have seen that before. I don't think that that's a situation that's just preposterous. I don't think that that's a situation where it's 1 in a million. I think that there's a lot of situations where men, take a woman out with the expectations to get the kind of normal or whatever, and that woman's expectation is just to have a meal and continue about her day or continue about her life. I mean, I'm pretty sure, I can't speak for all men, but I'm pretty sure that there's a lot of men that has gone through that. I mean, just being honest. And I mean, I guess I really want to know the whole process of that, because it's like, okay, mom, you go out to dinner or you go out with somebody because you want to get to know them or whatever. Cool. So, I mean, because so then I seen like where, this young lady, she was, saying that, well, what about when, that woman does not enjoy the date? What if that woman is not interested in the conversation she had, or, all of these extenuating things that make her not want to have a second date with this guy. Right. And I mean, that's valid. I'm not saying that it's not valid. I'm pretty sure that, people have gone on dates before and generally not enjoyed the date. So I guess for me, I'm kind of trying to figure out, like, how do we get to the date point? You know what I'm saying? Because, before you go out with somebody, for me, if I want to get to know you, I don't need to take you out to get to know you. Honestly, I could real life go to your house, pick you up. We can sit in my car under some AC, listen to some great music, listen to some of my favorite musics. And I could, we could have a good conversation, and I could kind of, gauge certain things about you, just in having that good one-on-one conversation, that one-on-one situation. Or even if it's not sitting in my car personally, I mean, the only reason why I say sitting in my car is because I have my car on with the AC, and I like being cool. But I mean, just going to a park or something like that, having conversation, that's how I get to know a person. I don't get to know a person through going out to dinner. I get to know you by talking to you, having conversation with you, figuring out your likes and dislikes and stuff like that. So, I mean, for me, way before we've gotten to go out to dinner, we've had several conversations. We've enjoyed the conversation that we've had, and then we go out to dinner. So then I'm not understanding this notion that, once you have the dinner, the conversation is not palatable and you don't like the conversation. Excuse me, I'm rubbing my eye, guys. As I told y'all, it's a whole situation over here today. But yeah, so, we're talking on the phone, we're communicating, we texting, we whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting to know you through conversation. I'm not getting to know you because we're going out to dinner. You know what I'm saying? But, maybe that guy, maybe he's gone out to dinner with a couple of chicks, and, those couple of chicks just had that one dinner and, dipped on them. And I mean, maybe his conversation is whack. Maybe his conversation is garbage. I don't know. But it just begs the question, like, what is this process? Like, what is the process of you going out to dinner with someone? Or like, if somebody could explain that to me, provide me your information, to provide me what you know, because I don't know. Because this, the old dog, me. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. So if somebody could like explain to me maybe like the process of, going on a dinner date. How is this happening, and how much conversation has been had up to the point where you guys decide to go out to dinner? Like, that's what I don't really understand, because, like I say, for me, we're on the phone, we're talking, we're actively getting to know each other. So when we go out to dinner, it's a continuation of the mini conversation that we've had over the phone already. So it's like, you can't then, like, for me, it's not going to be a situation where after dinner you decided that my conversation wasn't palatable and you don't like it, so you don't want to go on a second date. For me, if we have been in communication, if we have been talking, then the agreements to go out to dinner would be a continuation of the good conversations that we've had. So I don't know. So let's see. Crystal says, I personally have never been asked on a Dutch date, but if asked, I'd most likely decline. However, I've been on a first date that didn't go well, and I've paid my portion of the bill and kept it pushing. Right. So, I mean, so is that the thing though? So because if you didn't, so are you saying that if you don't have a good time, you'll just pay for your portion because, that's bomb, that's even swap, no swindle. You're just not going to move forward. Or why did you feel like you needed to pay your portion? Or why did you want to pay your portion? Not to say you feel like you needed to pay it, but why did you want to pay your portion on that first date that didn't go well? And then how much, like in that specific situation, if you don't mind me asking, of course. And also, there's a link right there if you want to get live on the radio. I'm pretty sure you look fine. If you want to get on the radio and give us your opinion live, then you could definitely do that. But how much conversation had you guys had before that first date? For the first date not to go well, was that like a blind date? Had you guys actually had conversation enough to say, okay, well, let's continue conversation and getting to know each other by seeing each other in a social setting? Denise, what's going on? Miss Gilbert, host and moderator of the group Let's Be Clear, transformational coach. I'm sorry, tongue tied on a Monday. Shout out to Denise, Miss Gilbert. Y'all shout out to her. Mr. Funky E Dude, Funk E Dude. All right, Mr. Funk E Dude. I respect it. It's because sometimes there is just not a vibe in person. I think the key is not to take it personally. It's just a preference difference. No different from liking different types of pizza. Okay, so and even for you, Mr. Funky Dude, could you kind of like help me with that? Because I really want to understand it. Because, like I say, for me, we haven't discussed or we haven't gotten to a point where we're going out to dinner. We haven't anytime, Denise, you already know. But we haven't even gotten to like us going out to dinner. Like that is, a couple of conversations in, and because like I say, I want to kind of take the time to know someone. And even if we're not going to dinner at the most expensive restaurant in town, an investment is an investment. Money is money. So I often hear about men are afraid of women using them for money they don't have, and he makes $10 an hour and he's talking about someone's going to use him or some foolish shit like that. But at the end of the day, money is money. What's more to you, how much what's a little bit to you could be a lot to somebody, and vice versa. So it is what it is on that front. But so yeah, like that's what I kind of want to understand. Like, how are we getting to these points? Because like for me, again, I can only speak for myself, and I'm trying to remember. I think that maybe I've had a bad date before. The bad date that I had was like a setup type situation. It was like a blind date, as it were. It really wasn't too much conversation had before that. It was more so like, yeah, my man's going, woo woo woo. And I went in, and I didn't enjoy myself all that much. I can't say that it was, a great date. I still pay for everything. And I don't actually feel like I wasted my money. So, that's not my feeling, but in that situation, yeah, I didn't have a great experience. So that wasn't a good date for me. But I just kind of want to know, like, are these experiences specific to like the blind date type situation, or like how are we getting to a point where we're going out with each other and had not had enough conversation to discern whether or not we would actually like that person? Well, go ahead and type however you feel like you want to do it. Okay, this is the only night I let you do it with just your phone. So turn your camera off when you get live, man. Y'all already know, how to do it. Turn your camera off once you get live, so that way we won't see you. But yeah, so I kind of want to know, like, that would help me understand the situation better. Personally, like I say, for me, I don't know about offering up a Dutch date. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like it's a problem, though. I don't feel like it's something wrong with the guy if that's what he wants to do, because a date, just like anything else, is an investment, and you want to make sound investments. And yeah, if I don't know if I'm going to have a good time with you, why would I commit to spending a a sum of money, in regards to spending time with you. And then I also see women saying that, okay, well, it does not have to be like a date. We can go to a park, and that's cool too if that's the first date that you're talking about. But anytime when you're putting someone in a position to spend their money, of course, I'm assuming that they're not going to want to just spend it frivolously. So if they, want to test the waters and see what your vibe is like, then cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, listen, it's not like I say, it's not as if it has not happened before, man. There's guys, they're taking chicks out, man. Chicks be eating shit that they ain't never ate before, when they go out on your dime versus when they go out on theirs. Like, you ain't never had lobster and you order lobster because I'm paying. Like, you don't even eat steak. The closest you get to steak is cube steak. But you ordering a 16-ounce porterhouse because I'm paying for it. I'll drop the link for you, Jeree. Look in the comments, click the link, and just follow the instructions on the link. But let me get back to Mr. Funky Dude. Mr. Funky Dude says, I don't think you should change the way you date. Getting to know someone first is a great approach. Just know that it may not work well with every woman. When it does, though, you'll be happier. Be true to yourself. I talked to my girlfriend of 10 years in a chat and on the phone for a month before we met. Now I'm in the best relationship I've ever been. Right. So that's what I'm saying, Mr. Funky Dude. Mr. Funky Dude. That's what I'm saying. It's like, if that is the process, then I think that the first date is a continuation of that good conversation and good talking that you guys have already had. So I'm trying to figure out, like, what of these dates, what happens on a date when you have a date with someone and you come to not like they vibe on the date? How much conversation had you had with that person before you actually went out with someone? For me, we're going to have some good conversations. We're going to have some good conversation, before I decide to say, okay, well, maybe I should, maybe I want to take her out. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have some good, we're going to have some good substantive conversation, because if we're sitting across from each other, then the conversation has to be great there as well. I think that if you rush into the situation, then you kind of get into it not knowing. And I think that certain of us don't have a problem with rushing into those situations to, like, just to see, because they're not financially investing into that situation. But that's just me personally. Let me get a couple of comments in there. Denise says, take her to a restaurant you can afford, so what she order won't be an issue. Well, of course, nobody's going to go to a restaurant they can't afford. And I mean, if the restaurant is that expensive, I imagine it calls for a different type of dress code. So I definitely have had several conversations with you to know that you fit the bill for the specific dress code to go to the restaurant that may be a little expensive. Now, as it pertains to that restaurant and whether or not I can afford it, I walked in here so I can afford it. But my ability to afford something does not provide you permission to spend what I can afford. Yes, I can afford to buy you a $200 steak. But if you don't normally eat $200 steak, don't choose to eat $200 steak when I take you out. I don't know. Yes, of course, I can afford a $500 meal. That does not mean that you have permission to try to spend to that 500. I don't think no man is just going to a restaurant he can't afford. But just my ability to afford something does not provide the permission for you to spend it all. So give me 1 second, y'all. We finna get Jeree in on the line. Before I get Jeree in on the line, let me read Crystal's comment. Crystal says, my situation wasn't a setup. We had several conversations prior to the date, but I offered to pay my half because I just wasn't interested in him. I hate for my time and my money to be wasted, so I'd never waste anyone else's. Okay, so then the conversations that you were having prior to y'all going out, did you not enjoy those conversations? Or, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I don't want to get in your business. And if you want to, so that you can better explain that situation to me, you could click on the link. You could get on, like Miss Jeree is finna get on. And as much as I hate for you to do it, if you don't want to have your camera on, that's fine. But I would love to kind of like dive into that, because I really want to hear it. I want to really understand it. But we got coming to the stream, y'all, Miss Jeree Riles.
Hi, Cody. You can hear me?
Did you hear all the people clapping in the background?
Yes.
All right, bet. Come on, bet. How are you doing today?
I'm good. Okay, so I never been on a Dutch date. I never actually been asked that before, but if I have, Um, I mean, I'm a fair person. I wouldn't take it a hard way, but I read that whole conversation thread. I just think what he have done basically like isolated himself. He basically like put that person in the same boat as a previous date. I'm the type of person where if I been in a situation where something went wrong, I don't like to put each man in the same scenario as the other. So I don't even think he even gave that particular person a fair shot to see what type of person that she is. He just automatically like, hey, we're gonna do a Dutch date. And I just that's why that particular post was very funny to me because me per se, I never had anyone to come to me that way. But I'm a very fair person. And if it was presented to me, I don't see anything wrong with that. I would actually go on a date because um and like you stated before earlier in the conversation, um why go to a place that you can't afford yourself? So I'm very fair. If I go on a date, it will be something reasonable that I could afford as well, and it'll be something, and I'll order something that's reasonable as well. I recently just went on a date. Now me and this guy, we've been knowing each other since 2014. We actually used to work together, and we have numerous conversations. Our first date was actually at his house. I cook for both of us. That went well. The second date that we went on did not go well. And I had to let him know that, hey, we're not going to go on any more dates. And I will reimburse you your money back for the date, but it didn't go well. And the reason why the second date didn't go well, it was actually on the out, like a double date. And it was we went out to eat. And we actually went to one bar and then went to another bar within the same day because it was like a day, like a brunch.
Y'all had a whole little vibe together. Y'all had a whole little day plan.
Yes. When we
Okay.
actually when we actually made it to the second location and got out of the car because we was drinking, he actually threw up on me.
Damn.
So that
Well,
no,
shit.
yeah,
That's messed up. Oh my
that was
God.
no.
Well, listen. First of all, I definitely appreciate your conversation in the matter. I will definitely respond to everything that you just said. I just have we're gonna keep it rolling, but I do appreciate you. And I understand, like you said, I don't think that the problem is a Dutch date if that's what somebody wants to do. And I understand that if someone doesn't want to make an investment without knowing whether or not something is going to, yield any benefits, then I don't think they should be, I don't think they should be castigated for that. But to each his own. But I definitely appreciate your comment, and it's always a pleasure, Jeree. You already know it's all love, man.
Thank you, thank you.
Yes, God.
Bye bye.
Oh, we got Miss Crystal Nicole in the building, y'all. Shout out to Crystal Nicole. Y'all give her a round of applause. You hear the people applauding you, ma'am?
Hello, sir. How you doing?
I'm just trying to make it, Lord. What's going on with you, man? Please help me understand because I'm so confused as to what happened. Yeah, I'm confused. When I get to work, when I get to work tomorrow, I'm going to be confused. But right now, I'm confused.
Oh man.
Okay.
That's
I'm trying to figure it out because I'm reading your last comment. You said that your situation wasn't a setup, so it wasn't like a little blind date vibe or whatever. You said y'all had several conversations prior to the date, and you said that the date didn't go well, or you wasn't interested in him, like at the date level. So then I guess kind of could you explain that to me because it seems like the conversations prior to the date is what led up to the opportunity for the date. So it seemed like there would have had to be a little interest there, before we even agreed to go out. So it's like, what happened?
Okay, so you're absolutely right. There was interest prior to the actual date. We were conversing, through text messages. We spoke on the phone. Actually, he worked like not too far from my office. So we've seen each other, got coffee in the morning a couple times, but actually sitting down with him, it wasn't the best situation. The conversation wasn't there. I don't know if he was nervous or whatever the situation was. And when I commented on it, he kind of got ugly and took it the wrong way. So I pretty much said, okay, well, hey, I'll pay for my meal. It was, nice meeting you in this capacity. And I left it at that. And I kept it pushing, basically. So, sometimes dates just don't work.
Okay,
You
so
can talk to people prior to, but at the end of the day, sometimes they just don't work out all the time.
right, and I mean, listen. So I completely understand that type of. I completely understand that, and that's why I guess for me, because like I say, I mean, I guess it really depends on the person because maybe he was a good conversationalist when he did not have the eyes of the room on him. Some people, some people are like that. I'm not saying that he was an introvert or nothing like that, but some people kind of listen. I'm pretty sure he was sitting across from you. I'm pretty sure you looked at absolutely amazing. The man could have started sweating up under his armpits and shit. He got nervous. I don't know, but it just seems like if we're having a conversation and we talking and the conversation is good, especially good enough for me to say, let's go out to eat or let's I imagine that when we go somewhere we can't have a bad time. But apparently this happens. I just
It happens more than you probably would think. I've had a couple bad days that it just didn't work out. Whether it was maybe the conversation wasn't there, or maybe it was just
you got
being
catfish.
uncomfortable. Who knows? It just happens.
Yeah, I mean, hey,
But
listen,
I'm not gonna waste nobody's time. So when I feel that things aren't going well, hey, okay, it's been real. Okay, you have a good night, and I'll get up and leave.
Well, I mean, hey, listen, and again, like I say, I think that I've had a bad date before. That date was for me, it was more so like, yeah, my partner, he gonna pick you up, whatever. You feel me? And that wasn't a really good date. I don't really feel like we had anything in common per se, or the conversation wasn't too much no real things. But then, like for me, my conversation and what I like to converse about is like politics and shit like that. So me, going out to dinner, what you traditionally don't find where that's a conversation for other people to have. A lot of people don't have those conversations, don't really be knowing what's going on.
This is true, especially in our age group. This is true.
Right. So, I mean, I guess, there are things that could stump a guy. I guess there are situations where, a guy could get to a date and I don't know, man. I just kind of try to figure out, like, I just can't get past the fact that we've had several conversations. We've been conversing on the phone and stuff like that. And we've been texting, like, you feel me, whatever. But at our date, we're not enjoying each other's company. So, like, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out, like, is this the continuation of conversation? Because we want to help brothers out. We don't want these brothers. I don't want these brothers to feel like they getting gypped. And I don't want women to feel like I feel like they jipping these dudes out here. I'm just trying to understand it. And my whole thing was, as much as I may not be like this heavy type of, oh yeah, we should definitely go on a Dutch date type guy. That's not really me. I don't think that I would go on a Dutch date. I don't see a problem with it if you're trying to get to know someone to know whether or not you're going to further a relationship with that person. You get what I'm saying? Like, because like I said, we all know people who go to these fancy restaurants and put ketchup on steak. And that only happened because they're not paying for the steak. Okay. So, come on now, let's be real. If mother put that ketchup on that steak, they don't pay for steak. They ain't never had no steak like this because they put ketchup on it, So we do have that happen. But
there's more to that than you have more issues than that. Because if you picking up a young lady who's putting ketchup on their steak, that's a problem.
Well, you know what? Guess what? I don't blame people for what they don't know. I blame people for what they don't learn. So, if I so choose, because guess what? That person who putting ketchup on steak, that doesn't mean that they're not a worthwhile person. That just means that they have not been put in a situation to know better. So,
that's true. And there's nothing wrong with that. But in my opinion, what I've learned is getting older, probably the best thing to do if you're getting to know someone, just go out for drinks or coffee. That cuts the price pan in half. You don't have to
Shit.
worry about paying all this money and people
Hey,
saying, "Oh
Crystal,
no, getting steaks
Crystal,
and all that." Just get drinks.
Crystal. Some of y'all drink like fishes, man. Hey, some of y'all make me just say, "Damn, we should have probably got a bottle, huh?" Because you do not. But I get your premise though, and I don't disagree with you. I think that something light is always good for a first date type situation. And that's what both. So that way both parties, don't feel like they've wasted their time. Hey, if anything, I got me a couple of drinks, I done got me a buzz, and I'm on to the next vibe, or I'm on to the next, whoever or whatever.
That's right.
And it's
That's
the same
right.
thing for a person, but I don't know. I just kind of, like I say, for me, I can't imagine having great substantive conversation where, we really kind of enamored with each other, because that's the only way these situations work, is if I'm enamored in your conversation and you're enamored in mine, and we want to further this conversation on a more personal level via, like via going out. So I can't imagine, us having a bad time after that. But like you said, it happened. So
It happens. People are completely different people once you see them in person. Some people just from going on dates or being in friendships, when you're out with someone, that's a totally different experience. That person people can say anything through text messages. That's their comfort zone. People can be on the phone, they in their house, that's their comfort zone. But when you take them outside of their comfort zone and you're out in the public, you're out in the open, everybody doesn't know how to, they don't know how to react to that.
Hey,
some people know how to jump into the swing of things. Some people know how to spark up conversations. Some people don't. I've had it happen to me. Some people they just play them up.
You right. Hey.
And
but people do get nervous.
Damn for a date. Unfortunately, it does.
Yeah, I always advise. I would advise y'all hear from Crystal. Crystal say, don't be going out there trying to get nothing to eat. Go get your couple of drinks so you can relax yourself and not be nervous and have some good substantive conversation. Plus, if you think about it, which a lot of people don't, when you go out and you're eating, there's not really room for a lot of conversation. You're not supposed to eat with your mouth full. You're not supposed to talk with your mouth full. So once that food come, that's going to kind of be an awkward silence a little bit, because you don't want to talk with your mouth full, because then you're going to look like a savage. So, I think that, the drink vibes is good. Go get you some drinks, nice little quiet little spot, so y'all can actually hear each other. And I don't know, take it from there, I guess. But I'm sorry you done had that bad date experience, child.
It happens. It happens.
Hey, but yeah, I don't know, maybe the brother, like I say, maybe the brother, you came there, you probably had your little look going, you beat to the guards, however y'all like to say that. And he probably was just nervous as hell. You probably were looking at him all deep in the eye and shit. He ain't know what to do.
Could have been. But like I said, things happen. It's like, hey, what can you do? If it's not working for you, you go on about your business. And that's how I feel.
Hey, I definitely agree. I definitely understand your point. I definitely appreciate your opinion and conversation on this beautiful evening.
All right, sir. Have a good night, and I'll keep listening.
All right now.
All right.
So y'all heard it. Y'all heard what Miss Crystal had to say about it. Let me go ahead and catch a couple of these comments. Yolanda Jefferson said, it sounds like a ditch date to me. Leave your ass right there. Well, it don't have to be a ditch date. It sounds like, I don't know. Like, even in that situation, if you really had a good time with that person, I don't think no guy's going to be looking for you to take your receipt anyway. He'll probably be like, nah, I got it. I got it. You know what I'm saying? Now, if dude didn't have no good time, then yeah, pay your own shit. But if dude had a good time, I don't think that he would make her pay anyway. So let me see here. Jeree said, okay, Jeree said, I agree. I always come prepared with my own money on the date. Great. Supposed to. Denise said, if a person can't afford to date or if it will break their pocket, then they probably shouldn't date just yet. It costs the court. Well, I mean, why did it only cost for one person? Well, you know what, Denise? Now we're going back into a money situation, and I can't stress enough, whether or not somebody could afford something means nothing if you're talking about wasted time, wasted energy, and wasted effort. So yes, again, I can afford a $500 steak. That doesn't mean you should order a $500 steak, and that don't even mean that we had a good enough time for me to feel okay with having paid $500 for your steak. It's about in moderation, just like Jeree said. It's being moderate. You ain't got to do all that. You don't have to. Come on now. But you know what? I like Crystal idea. Crystal say, go out there and get you some drinks so you can loosen up. You can have your good little conversation and call it a day. That's what I'm talking about. Cause can't be out here cause she fooling with Denise. She for that year. She gonna get you that. She gonna get that $1,500 gold cover shit on you. I'm telling you, don't do it. Nah, I'm just teasing. But yeah, let's get with Tracy. Tracy says, I'm taking him to Wendy's 4 for 4. Damn, we could take a walk through the park and see how it goes. Damn, that man can't get a $5 biggie bag. The $5 biggie bag only $5.35. He get bacon on the double stack. Jesus. But yeah, I mean, listen, like I say, for me, the thing is that I understand that if you've ever been in situations, porterhouse, ribeye tie, yeah, nah, boy. Y'all don't do it. Y'all don't do it. Y'all meet Denise at the park. Meet her at the free park. Well, you ain't even got to pay for parking because she may try to hit you with the handicap sticker type vibe. You got to pay extra for handicap parking. Don't do it to her, y'all. But no, I'm just teasing. But yeah, I mean, listen, man, hey, it's an investment, okay? And I don't know, man. Like I say, I personally, like, I mean, I've had 1 or 2 days. I remember one time, right? I went on a date, right? And this is when I was young. So let me give y'all some context. This is when I was young in my early 20s. College student, anybody who know me, and you know me from Cookman or whatever the case may be, y'all already know what time it was with the gang vibes. Denise went to college. We went to college together, Denise, So, I was a young guy, man. I was in college and, I was coming back and forth home, whatever the case may be. And, I had a lifestyle or whatever, I had my little lifestyle going. So, it's this girl, man. I really like the girl. I don't know what made me really like her so much. And when I really like people, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like when I really like somebody, it don't really be like a something that I can explain. I don't know why, but if I really like a woman, a chick, then it's something about it that makes me like it. I can't really explain it. I never could. But so I couldn't explain why I liked this girl, man. But I really, liked it or whatever the case may be. And I say, well, let's go out, whatever the case may. So we go out, now keep in mind, this is when I learned early that to a reputable woman, what you have means nothing. And this is why I know that these situations work, because I've encountered women in my life that did not require the extra or the foolishness, didn't require the foolishness, right? So, I take her out, right? So now this is way back yonder. This is back when Cheesecake Factory was like a nice restaurant. This is like, Cheesecake Factory. Boy, you go to Cheesecake Factory, boy, that's nice. You know what I'm saying? This was when going to Aventura Mall was an experience, because, you could go to the movies on 57. You know what I'm saying? But when you went to Aventura Mall, you walked the mall, you did a little light shopping, you know what I'm saying? Before the movies, the Cheesecake Factory was downstairs. So you had a whole little experience in, Aventura back then. So especially for young people, you know what I'm saying? I always like figured to myself, like, when I take a chick out, it's going to be on some like real vibes. You know what I'm saying? It's not for to be like what these other niggas doing, taking chicks to Red Lobster and shit. Red Lobster. I used to be one of them type of people. Red Lobster. How dare ye? How dare you cuss at me in that fashion? Red Lobster. So I'm going to Cheesecake Factory, right? So, at that time, like I say, y'all see Miami, like, we lived our life. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take this chick out. Went, got truck wash, talking about truck big, rim big. You know what I'm saying? Say I'm finna go get her, finna go pick her up. No, so I figure, okay, well, shit, I'm gonna impress her with the car. You know what I'm saying? I had on the big chains and what have you. So I said, I'm impressed with the car today. I smell good. I got on my chains and shit. Boom, 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 boom. And so we having good conversation. Now this girl, like I say, I had known her, for a little minute because, we went to school together. But, she was from down here. I was from down here. So we was able to continue a conversation and continue past when we was up there in school. So I'm like, okay, bomb. Pick up in the big truck, and if you know me back then, the me switching cars was nothing. So pick up in the big truck. I'm fresh, I'm clean, shoes new, smell good, my big chain on. We having good conversation. But this girl really liked me for me as a person. It's like she didn't like me because of the reputation that I had. As a matter of fact, like the nickname that people called me when you referred to me to her using that nickname, she'll be on some. She don't know what you're talking about. Like it's just like when people call me the boss. Then when you say, oh, I didn't know you and boss. Who? You mean Cody? Like she's on that type of vibe. She didn't care about she didn't care about the persona, or she didn't care about who everybody else seeing me as, and who, she didn't care about none of that. She really just, genuinely had, really, kind of like me, I guess. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see it that way though. Me being young, me, having it or whatever. I'm like, yeah, I'm finna just impress her with this bread. You know what I'm saying? And this was our first date. So now I've had a bad first date. This is one of my bad first dates. And I guess, you know what? I can see how it happened now because me and that young lady knew each other. We had conversation after conversation. We was cool and all that. But I think that the experience that we had on the date is what kind of sealed the deal where we was just like, yeah, nah, probably ain't gonna work. So anyway, I pick her up, take her. We go to Aventura Mall. Got a valet. Park my own vehicle. What? This not the experience that you gonna have when you with me. Girl, park what? She was like, we could just walk. You don't have to go get the valet. And I'm like, nah, like I need valet. I'm thinking it's the money. I'm thinking that this is what's finna impress her. I'm thinking that, me having it or whatever the case may be, how I'm living or whatever, I'm thinking that that's what's gonna really, get me there. So she was like, you don't have the valet. Like, nah, we're gonna valet. So, we walking through the mall or whatever the case may be. And as we walking through the mall, it's this little pen shop, like an actual writing pen shop, right? Now, I know damn well, okay, that we shouldn't have walked in no goddamn pen store. It was unnecessary. It was no reason for us to walk in that pen store. She didn't need a pen. I didn't need a pen. We wasn't trying to write nothing. So why did we walk in this pen store? I don't know. But we walk in the pen store. So we walking in the pen store. She looking around. She looking at all the pens and shit. And she like, oh, these pens are so nice and this and that. So, now the whole time I got, I got a little, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, she like, oh, I like that pen. So I'm like, oh, you want this pen? She like, no, I don't want this pen. No, that's So I'm like, well, then let's see how much the pen costs. Now, the whole time, I thought the pen was going to be about $70, $80, but hell, that ain't nothing to a boss. You want a $70 pen, you get a $70 pen. This whole time, this is the only thing I'm thinking about. I'm just kind of focusing in my mind to like show her the lavish riches that she could have as if I was fucking Sheik from Egypt or Dubai or some shit. Like I had everything in the world. Don't know what I was thinking, but I'm like, let me just show her that. So I'm like, man, let's see. No, so let's see how much the pen costs. And the man came, and the man said, this pen here, he picked it up and he turned it around. And the little tag on the pen, because, the little tag about that big. So, I didn't know whether there was a silver count or not. I don't know what it was. But the tag said $435. So I'm like, damn, this pen is $435? I mean, shit, it better write by itself. But, hey, I done already dove head first into this whole thing. So I'm like, damn, yeah, man, that pen was $435, man. I was like, yo. So I'm like, damn, but I'm like, she hear that, she like, oh wow, like goddamn, like that type of vibe. So I'm like, shit, you want the pen? I'm like, baby, if you want the pen, you can have the pen. Like, I ain't coming here with no money I ain't prepared to spend on you. You hear me? Like, I'm just so sporty. But me not knowing that this is not impress this girl. This girl don't care shit about none of that. This girl just really liked me and liked my conversation and all of that other stuff. You hear me? That bitch better write the paper. You hear me? That bitch, listen, this better be one of them 3D pens. I better be able to print a motherfucking check writing with this shit, but yeah, I'm like, and she's like, no, I know I will not take it from you. No, you can't buy it. And she even told me, she's like, I didn't go out with you because of who you are or what people say about you and stuff like that. Like, I really like you. And I'm like, nah, I'm just being sporty. Apparently, I don't know what the hell I was thinking, but yeah, man. And I think that that young lady, she was I think that whole situation, because it was already like she didn't live the type of life that we was like. You know what I'm saying? She didn't live that life no way when we was in college. So it was always kind of like looking from afar, like that's not, that's not what she would do, and that's not what she owned. But when she like gave the kid a chance, it was like, yeah, let me like introduce her to this different lifestyle that we live in. Hell no, I didn't buy the pen. She didn't want it. She wouldn't take it. She said she wouldn't take it if I did buy it. She said it was too much. It cost too much money, and it was unnecessary. That's what she said, and I respected that. I mean, but I knew that at that time, like when she said that, and when we had the conversation subsequently, she was like, I'm not, I didn't go out with you, because of who you are, or who, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because like I say, anybody who know us when we went to college, you know what I'm saying? If you know me when I went to college, you could say, oh, he had an Arab every day, or all he did was wear gym shorts and flip flops every day. But man, when I went to the club, y'all already know what time it is. I make it rain. You hear me? I ain't played no type of games. I always had parties at my crib, lit parties, had the biggest parties at my crib. You hear me? So. And then when you already know, when you walking by the trap, you already know it's a gang, 16 of us out here on the trap. You walk across the school, and we over here on Sesame Street now. You know what I'm saying? Like people who know me from college, y'all, Crystal, you went to college, we went to college together. So, if you know me from college, then you know that you know what I'm saying? Y'all already know how we lived and what we did, we was back then. I drove an Impala. Apparently, I was driving Chevys back there. Can't believe it now, because y'all know it's Stain Gang or die. But yeah, man, we had Chevys. Everybody had Chevys, man, and we was in a club. It was like the security guard gonna hold the table up in the air and move everybody out the way so we can get through the club. Like, we was really, some popular guys, man. So it's like, I'm thinking that, I'm thinking that is, the whole gang. You hear me? And listen, anybody who went to cook me between 2000 and you remember 300? Oh man, when did I drive that black 300, man? Now I had a burgundy Impala, man. 2006. We came to school in 2006. I had a 2006 burgundy Chevy Impala. We had a 2006 Chevy burgundy Impala. That was the new body. That was the first year for that new body that Impala got and all. Yeah, I had that. I did come up there a couple of times driving a 300. Yeah, I did that, but yeah, man, when I was up there in school, man, we had a Chevy Impala. I wrecked that Chevy Impala, got it fixed and all. So yeah, man, we were the whole gang, man. You know with us. Let me get a comment or two in here. Jerry said that goes back to what I was saying in the post with the conversation with the guy that offered the Dutch date. He did not give her a fair shot. Seems like he based his past experience on a bad experience he had before. She should have just been a simple chick. Okay, now I don't see, but yeah, okay. I don't really think his idea of going on the Dutch date was because the last chick made him spend an exorbitant amount of money. I just think that he wanted to go on a Dutch date just so that he doesn't spend any amount of money on something that he does not feel is going to yield tangible results. Like when I say something about it, it's because that is a situation that has happened. There is men that have been in situations where they go out with a chick and she go to, you feel me, spending on his bread, like, cause she's not paying for anything. But I don't think that his specific thing was that his past has dictated that they be overspending on his bread. So he would just rather do a Dutch date. I just think that at that time he just don't want to invest anything into something that's not going to be, you know what I'm saying, that's not going to, come with some come with, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, we was a whole gang, man. Everybody knew us, man. I could just name people for days that that we was always we was in with. But yeah, man, I went in and I thought that I was gonna impress her with the bag, impress her with the money and all of that. And man, she was unimpressed, man. Just period. Like, and it furthered the notion that was going around about me, to her, furthered an opinion that that she had heard, or whatever, she had heard things about me. And yeah, she had heard things about me, man. And I guess kind of how how I acted kind of confirmed it, how I used to conduct myself, back then. So it was like, it was just, I wouldn't say that was a good date, but we had pretty good conversation. I think that I messed that one up. Well, I know I messed that one up. So I get it, Crystal. Now I just thought about that, and I get how you can have a conversation with people and have a good date and everything like that, and then still, once y'all get into each other's presence, the vibe may be, the vibe may change, or the vibe may not be the same. But yeah, that was just my little date experience, man. But I mean, like I say, for me, going on a Dutch date, probably wouldn't mind it if it was an idea introduced to me. Then I wouldn't oppose it. But like I say, I go out and I have me a good time, and the likelihood is that I'll be paying for the whole thing regardless, of what we agreed to when we came. So, that's just, but like I said, that's just me. But I don't think that guy is wrong for wanting to do the Dutch date thing. And that's just how I feel about that. Anybody else, if you feel different, you got something else to say, you could definitely drop your comment. I'm going ahead and post the link one more time so that y'all can get in on here. I would love to get some people on the camera. Our last two guests, been black cameraed out. I don't know, maybe they got their hair tied up or, what, but, what I'm saying? I would love to get us a camera guest on tonight. But, yeah, man, Dutch dates, man. Hey, is that the new 2021? Is that what we doing now? I don't know. But that brings us to the second part of our conversation, having nothing to do with Dutch dates, by the way. It was just something interesting that I had seen. And it was a picture of a guy. The guy was sitting outside. The guy looked like he had been kicked out of wherever he was staying. I'm assuming, or how the energy of the post, or the person who posted it, her energy screamed to me like the dude's girl kicked him out, right? And let me see, get to my phone, y'all. Excuse me 1 second. Feel me? Y'all see how I got to do the mysterious look to unlock my phone? I got to do that. So don't think you're going to ever wait till I'm asleep and then try to unlock my phone. No, I got to do the mysterious look. Got to do the mysterious look, y'all. Sorry. Let's see here. I want to get to what this young lady said. I thought that it was kind of interesting, but I want to know. Okay, here she says. Here we go. Okay. She said, this is why men should stay their moms. Okay. Grammatical error. Okay. Yeah, Jeree. It ain't no unlocking my phone when I'm asleep. I gotta lift my eyebrow a specific height for my phone to unlock. So you won't be sitting here while I'm asleep doing this with my phone while I'm trying to get me some good Z's. Now I gotta drop that eyebrow to a certain height now. But yeah, this is what it says. She said, this is why men should stay their mom's house until they're financially able to get your own. This is something I would never want to experience. Now, this guy is sitting in the hallway of an apartment complex. He got his shit out. Seems like he only got a little bit of things because I see two bags. It looks like two large laundry bags, a pair of Air Force Ones, a pair of gym shorts, and what looks to be a damn good looking sandwich. I don't know. Nah, ain't no tape my eyebrow up. I don't sleep that hard. Ain't gonna be able to tape no shit up on my face. I can see if I was a hard sleeper like that. No, you ain't taping my eyebrow up. And you don't know what height this eyebrow have to go to. I know exactly. I got muscle memory, so I know where it's going. You don't know where it's going. So all of that ain't gonna work. Ain't no getting into these phones. But yeah, so I want to talk about this, right? Because what the post say that this is why men should stay home with their moms until they're financially able to go out on their own, because that person would never want to experience this. That was a woman, that was a man, and she's talking about men. So let's talk about this. Okay. If he got first and last, he could come stay with me. It's hard out here, man, but I'm tired of paying bills by myself. Well, damn, you don't need no damn first and last. You already in there. See, you're trying to get over. You're trying to get over. Okay. All right. Well, so yeah, let's talk about it, y'all. Now. Okay. Now, I don't know what the brother did. So I cannot sit here and, just be having his back. I don't know what he did to get kicked out of that place. Of course, if he did anything physical to harm anybody, whether it be that woman or those children, then he definitely got to get up out of there. If he's doing something where it is harming the mental health of the kids or whatever the case may be, of course, he got to get up out of there. But I don't know what that brother did to get kicked out. Could it have been an argument? Could she have gotten mad at him, or whatever the case may be? Yes, that could have definitely happened, right? But then this is the issue, right? Because what that person is saying is that men should be financially able to get out on their own, right? But who said that he wasn't financially able to get out on his own? I mean, it's a lot to unpack from a simple picture. And this is why I reserve my judgment as to what's going on with him, because I don't know, right? But who says he does not have the money to get out on his own? A lot of times a man, we get with a woman, especially, you getting with that woman or whatever the case may be. Now, of course, I'm not talking about users. I'm not talking about leeches. I'm not talking about niggas who want to sit on your couch and play the video game while you go to work. And he want to drop you off to work so he can have your car, not to go to no damn job. He wants your car to go back to your house to play video games. We're not talking about that guy. We're talking about the guy who's coming in. He's contributing. He's trying to at least equally contribute. And sometimes he goes over contribute. But just like he goes over contribute on sometimes he may need a little extra help a month. But this guy contributes. Okay. So, you meet a woman, and this has always been this to me. It's the mindset that I have. I've been had this mindset, and I don't know why. I recently, because I guess maybe because of everything that I've been through, having the mindset, I've decided that the mindset may not be palatable for me. But you go and you meet a woman, you're smitten with that woman, you love that woman, whatever the case may be. You want to live with it. You want y'all to live together. It's not that I almost said you want to live with that woman, but it's not that you want to live with that woman. It's that you want to live with that woman. You want y'all to wake up to each other and shit like that. Okay. So now, even if I had my own crib already, you had your own crib already, or, whatever situation it may be, our situations may be different. You may have signed the 5-year lease where you at. I don't know. I got a month-to-month lease, so I got a 1-year lease. You got a 5-year lease. Well, do we wait 5 years for your lease to be over for us to move in together? Do we break your lease, break my lease, and have those be implications on our credit? Do I move in with you because you have the 5-year lease to my 1-year lease, so you're still obligated to your lease? My lease is over, and I move into the dwelling in which you currently occupy by yourself, or with your kids or whatever. So now, okay, we move in together. Now, once we move in together, I think that there's something to be said for an attitude where a lot of women and men do the same thing too. I myself being a man, I don't believe in except when it's time to impart rule, and that ain't even for no adult, basically for the children. Okay, because it's the same way that you gonna tell the children that my house, my rules. I'm gonna tell the children my house, my rules. That doesn't mean that it's not your house, or that doesn't mean that it's not my house. But into the kids, my house is my house. Okay, but I mean, I don't adopt that my house ideology with my mate. So this is our house. You get what I'm saying? Even if, I was in a fortunate situation to be paying all the bills and you ain't paying nothing, I don't imagine using the phraseology my house, because we work together to achieve the common goals. We're in this together. This is our house together. So it's not just my house, it's our house. But I don't think that ideology is carried when you talk about from women to man versus from man to woman. Now, I could be wrong, but I do know and I do see that a lot of arguments, a lot of tumultuousness in these relationships come with that phrase from women. This is my house. Or just you feeling like you able to kick somebody out means that you feel like this is yours and you're kicking me out of what's yours instead of me being in what we've built together. You get what I'm saying? Like I say, this may have been your lease. You may have had a 5-year lease and I had a 1-year lease. So once my lease was over, then I moved in with you because your lease is 5 years. Or what if I'm a renter? You already, you already went out and you purchased your home. So now what am I to do? What am I to do? If you already purchased your home, I'm currently a renter. It's not to say that I am not financially, able to take care of myself. Currently, my rent is the same or about around the same as your mortgage. So it's not that I'm financially unstable, but you bought a house already and I've been renting this whole time. So then how do we do that? How do we combine our forces? How do we combine our finances? How do we combine our life? So once that happens and we decide to combine our life and it no longer is what is yours or what is mine, but what is ours, because I'm paying bills there too, then why do you feel as if you can kick me out of what I invest in? And like I say, man, you don't really see it a lot with men per se. Now, again, I don't date men. I've never dated men, never stayed with a man, in a relationship capacity. So maybe it's a whole bunch of niggas out here telling chicks to get out their house. I don't know, but I just don't see it happening. It's not something that is as prevalent in my view. What is prevalent in my view is women saying, get out my house. When that guy is contributing to that home, or when that guy is, putting up the bread, he putting up the costs of what it paid to be a boss. So, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, because I guess you did the paperwork and your name is on it, then it makes you, or it kind of entitles it to be yours. So you can just kick that man out of the house because you're mad. Now, like I said, for that specific guy, I don't know what he did. And there's certain situations, there are certain things that if that happened, then yes, he definitely needs to be out of the house. I don't disagree with that. But now, like I said, I need to know what he did to get kicked out of the house. And again, we're not talking about the guy who was sitting on the couch playing the video game while you was at work after he dropped you off to work, only to have your car sitting up in front of your house while he's in there playing video games. We talking about a guy who contributes, a guy that goes to work, a guy that is actively trying to ensure the success of your household. What is the remedy to these situations? Okay, because now we've built something, and it's not that is like even if I was financially able to take care of myself, right? Not to say even if, but let's say if I'm financially able to take care of myself, that's good. But if you kick me out, I still have to have first, last, and security right away. Unless I'm going to stay in a shack, then that means I need to have upwards of $4,000 to $5,000 saved, specifically to just be able to move and pay for another dwelling. Now, not only that, but I guess what? I have to furnish that dwelling. So then that's another additional cost. So those costs start to add up. It's not about whether or not somebody could financially be by themselves. It's that when you've invested time, energy, and effort into a situation and you guys become one as it pertains to your housing, that it cannot be just as simple as, oh, I'm mad. This is my house. I was here first. You got to leave. And how is that fair? And why are we teaching? Because essentially what her thing was not addressing that behavior, which is toxic, by the way. In addition, it is what attributes to the fatherless household, and to the broken home, period, actually. But behavior like that contributes to the broken home, whether it be a fatherless home, motherless home, the broken home. That kind of action contributes to that, because a lot of times, look at what you're doing, right? So once you kick a man out, where he's supposed to go at? Because he may not have $5,000 in savings, so he able to move and, get the lights cut on, get the water cut on, get furniture. He may not have the $5,000 in his savings specifically to just be able to throw at that. Right. So then what does that guy do? He got to move back home with his mom or, sleep on somebody else's couch and do a little couch surfing until he's able to amass the wealth that he's going to need to be able to move, because he can't move into a shanty town. He can't move into a shack. I mean, he can't move into a little efficiency. I know as much as you don't give a damn and you just want him gone. I mean, let's be human about it. You can't do that. So no, I can't move into a little studio. I can't move into a little efficiency, even then, shit, efficiencies in Miami's is looking like at least $1,000. And if you can imagine, I mean, this here is a shitload bigger than an efficiency. I mean, this is probably about the size of our studio is about 3 efficiencies, and efficiencies is ranging at $1,000 bare minimum. So now you're talking about having at least $3,000 right on the spot to be able to move and get into another place, and never mind the time that it take for you to be able to fill out the application, whether or not you can find occupancy, how close is it in relation to your job, to your normal life. I mean, there's a whole bunch of things that go into that I don't think that we consider when we, just kick somebody out the house because we mad. And let me get a comment there real quick. Crystal says one thing about it: a woman isn't going to kick a man out for anything. He did something before he messed up. He should have put all of that into account. And like I say, I don't know, but I mean, I don't know what the guy did. Okay, so I'm pretty sure he did something, right? But even then, okay, he did something, but I may have done something. I still contribute to this household. I still pay at least half of everything in here. So this notion that you could just kick me out after I pay at least half of everything up in here, that just seems like, nah, it won't happen. I mean, nah. I can't. I'm so sorry. But yeah, I mean, the guy could have did something. I'm not saying he didn't do nothing, but hell, what happened? What happened when you do something? I supposed to just kick you out? No, you wouldn't expect that. You wouldn't expect me to just kick you out and throw all your shit out the door. I mean, technically he don't. I don't want to cause no headache in nobody's household, so I don't want to drop this bomb on y'all. But fellas, if you start staying with a woman, make sure you got some mail going there, because as long as you got some mail going there, she got to properly evict you, my boy. And if you are not on the lease, that's cool, that's fine, but she still can't just kick you out. You ain't even got to have a lease with them people. Them people gonna kick her out just like they gonna kick your ass out, because that's gonna be the only way to get y'all out that apartment. It's through a proper eviction. You can't even get kicked out of your mama house. I mean, listen, I'm telling you, Jeree, you playing. Listen, and of course, this don't work in our households. This don't work in the melanated households. But technically, your mom can't even kick you out. Like, she has to. If you stay with your mom, you stay with your daddy, and they wanted to kick you out, they have to legally evict you. They can't just kick you out of their house. Okay, yeah, of course, that's so we're not talking about an extenuating circumstance like that. Yeah, we're not talking about an extenuating circumstance like that, Crystal. If domestic violence, of course, somebody got to go. But I'm talking about there's no domestic violence. You're just mad. You want me to leave. If you really want me to leave, if you want me to leave this dwelling, you have to properly evict me. Now, of course, you could call the police and say that I hit you. You could call the police and say all of that. The police are going to come and they're going to remove me. But then you open yourself up to a civil lawsuit for slander. And I'm going to put a lien against your house, your car, everything you own just because you did it, especially when it's, becomes unfounded. So, I mean, if them type of games that people play, then yeah, I guess we could play those type of games. But I'm just saying, if you was to call the police and say I put my hands on you, so the police came and removed me, I'm telling the police I didn't put my hands on you. They didn't do a proper investigation. If you did investigate, you would see that I put my hands on her. So I'm going to sue the police department for the arrest. I'm going to sue you for the slander, and I'm going to put a lien on your home, on your car. You ain't gonna be able to do shit until I say so, and that's all because you called and you lied on me. Oh yeah, Jerry boy, if you get he playing with you, baby. Because if you get mail there, he gotta properly evict you, man. You can't just kick nobody out your house. As long as you ain't yeah, I'm telling you, I ain't got sidetracked because listen here, man. You ain't finna play with me. I contribute, baby girl. We make it hard for you. All right, listen. If you want me to leave, then that's cool. We can talk about a time frame. You know what I'm saying? We could talk about a time frame. You saying that, okay, well, you want me going in 90 days and shit like that. Okay, well, we could talk about it. But if I come home and my shit out the door, listen here. Listen here. Okay, first of all, the lock change, I'm calling the police on your ass. Hey, listen, boss man, she didn't change the locks. I don't know what she got going on. Here go my mail right here. I stay here. I've been staying here for X, Y, and Z. This ain't all. Come on now. And fuck around and go to jail behind that. I done seen because guess what? The likelihood is you're gonna turn up with the police. The likelihood is you're gonna turn up with the police. Because the police gonna tell you, man, you can't do that. And then you're gonna be ignorant and say, what the fuck you mean I can't do that? Ooh. No. Nah, so I did have to kick somebody out my house before. Yeah, I had to kick right. I mean, the police can't do nothing, but I mean, they're gonna tell you that this shit is illegal. At least you could be civilly charged for that shit. It would behoove a police officer to let you know that, but that's not how it usually happens. You open the door and you're gonna say, hey, this happened to me. This is what this happened to me, yo. So, I'm telling y'all all my little private personal life and shit, but let me tell y'all. So people get an idea, man, because people really don't know. So let me tell y'all, right? Me and this young lady was staying together. Okay. I hadn't moved back down here from school. We met, she actually started on Facebook, crazy enough. So we met, whatever the case may be, woo wop, bam, wham, 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 wham. Right? Now she stayed all the way in Deep Broward, and she worked, down here in Dade. So she worked down here in Dade. She lived deep in Broward. She was kind of having car troubles. Didn't really have the best car in the world. So I was telling her, well, you pay rent up there. Why don't you just find a place closer down here so that way, you know what I'm saying? You could get to work and it's not that long of a ride. So she's like, yeah, woo. But the problem is I got an eviction on my name. And then she wanted to explain how when we was in college, you got roommates and you think that everybody gonna pay their portions and shit. People don't pay their portion. Y'all end up getting eviction. So she got an eviction on her name. The apartment was in her name. So she ended up getting evicted, right? Okay, so because she had an eviction on her name, the eviction was fresh, she couldn't get a place. All right, so me being the great boyfriend I'm like, well, I ain't never had no eviction. You could go ahead and just get a place in my name. Go ahead and get a place in my name. That way you be able to stay closer down this way, and whoop. So, boom, she got the place. She figured out where she want to stay. When I went and did the application, boom, boom, boom. They, whatever the case, the guy say, well, you know what? I don't need both of y'all names. Just give me both of y'all incomes. So I gave him all my paperwork. She gave me her paperwork. I gave it to him, and he made it all happen. Boom. So now I originally did not plan on moving in this place. I literally was just getting the place in my name so that she had a place to stay closer to her job. But then I thought about it, and I was talking to my partners there, man. Again, y'all, I was young, so forgive me, okay? I was talking to my partners, and my partners was like, boy, you better not put no crib in your name for this girl. Like, what happened if she fucked this shit up? Like, they gonna hold you responsible for that. So I'm like, damn, you right about that. So I told her, I say, well, listen, the only way that I'll be able to, the only way we'll be able to do that is if I move in. I say, I gotta stay there, my name on it, whatever the case may be. You ain't gonna be having them niggas all up and through my house with my name on this and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So I moved in with her. We moved in together, whatever the case may be. Now, of course, it was a whole other type of situation. I was living a whole different life or whatever the case may be. But long story short, I got caught up because I had two phones, and I had a BlackBerry and I had an Android. When Android first dropped, had an Android and a BlackBerry. I messed around and left my BlackBerry in her car. I got a BBM from this chick who we both she didn't know the chick, but I got a BBM from this chick, and then she ended up, I forget how she actually unlocked my damn phone, but she seen the messages is a whole situation. So after that, she was more so like trying to keep up with me a lot. So she'll be at work calling my phone all the time. Now she can't be on her phone at work. Me, I was a supervisor, so I could be on my phone at work. I do what I want to do at work. She didn't have it like that. She hadn't just started that job, and but because she kept trying to keep up with me so hard, you know what I'm saying? She kept being on the phone. She hadn't got wrote up for it a couple of times, whatever the case may be. And people told her, if you get caught with your phone out again, we're going to have to let you go. Okay? So she's telling me all of this. And I told her, listen, do not lose your job bullshitting around. If the people say you cannot be on your phone, you cannot be on your phone. I ain't going nowhere. I'll be there when you get off to pick you up, and I drop you off to work any damn way. Because my job is flexible like that. So I only had to work a part shift in the morning, part shift in the evening. So I was able to drop off and pick up to work and still go to work and all my other shit. So I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, no, she did not want to listen. Okay. So she ended up losing this job. Okay. This job is what was paying the rent. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't finna use my money to do it. So again, I was probably an asshole. So I found somebody else. Okay. This person, this particular lady, this particular woman was more than willing to pay all of the bills for this place. It was contingent upon us being able to go out when she wanted, like once a week, like once a week or whatever the case may be. You know, we go out to dinner, you know, whatever the case may be. We go to the hotel, we beat the beat, and boom, whatever money I need, that's what she give me. Now, again, I didn't make nobody lose their job, and that job was paying the rent. And I wasn't finna use my money to pay the rent because you lost your job bullshitting around after I told you about that. So when this other woman was more than willing to help financially support this household, I took advantage of that. Now, I did it in secret, so it's not like I was just blatantly all, woo. But I may have come home a time or two and had stuff on the front of my drawers or whatever the case may be. You know, real G's don't get naked. So, whatever. But yeah, so, it started to become an issue. She started to look at my clothes and stuff. So we ended up breaking up. But when we broke up, I did not kick her out. I told her, hey, you can stay here until the lease up. Once the lease is up, then, whatever. Because I didn't feel like I messed it up. I'm the one who did what I did. So I felt like it would have been wrong for me to just kick her out. So I'm like, listen, you can still stay. I'm not tripping, even though we're not together. You can stay until, the lease is up. Boom. So this worked for a little while. It worked for a little while. I wasn't really doing nothing too heavy. You know what I'm saying? So it was still like we was in a relationship for her, but we wasn't in a relationship. But, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. Until I met my baby mama. Till I met the woman, until I met the mother of my children. So once I met the mother of my children, we hit it off. Boom. I was minding my business, Jerry. Get out my business. Get out my business, Lord. That's what you do. I was minding mine. But anyway, so once I met the mother of my children, bam, bump, instantly, whatever. She found out about this. Now, she had known about the woman who was paying she had known about the woman who was paying the bills, right? She knew about her. And we had got into an argument once or twice about the situation. But I told her, I'm like, first of all, This woman is the reason why you still staying here. She paying the bills. You should be thanking her. She put groceries in this shit and everything. Cause listen, we used to go to Walmart on a Saturday, and she is going to go buy food stamps. She using her own food stamps. She's filling up my refrigerator. Whatever I want, carte blanche. I ain't had no spending limit. Go fill up your refrigerator with food. I did, Crystal. We wasn't even together. Like we wasn't together. But I just cheated because of what happened. Really, I was very upset that she lost her job trying to keep up with me. So that really is what pushed me to cheat on her. In hindsight, it wasn't a good idea, and I can't blame her, and I got to take responsibility for my own actions. But at that time, this shit made perfect sense. You lost your job, fucking around. Now we still got to pay the bills. I got somebody who finna pay the bills. So I'm finna do whatever it is I got to do so these bills get paid. Because this is what you do. You know what I'm saying? This is what you do. My day wasn't bad at all. Had a damn terrific day. Actually. But yeah. So, you know, whatever. Fast forward. Chicks, whatever. Okay. Met the mother of my kids. Fell in love with her, whatever. She finds out about this. She then texts the mother of my kids, telling the mother of my kids some foolishness. I'm talking about some absolute foolishness. She wasn't far from the truth, but in this specific way, in this specific situation, that wasn't my aim. That's what I was doing. It's just simple. It's like if she told her, oh, you know, I deal with old, because the mother of my children, she's older than me. She's like, I deal with older women because, you know, they this, that. Now that wasn't my aim with that situation. So, because that wasn't my aim, when you told her that, she like kind of came at me behind it, like snapping. So when she came at me snapping, I'm like, oh, baby, let me show you how serious I am about you, sugar. Baby girl, you got to get up out of here. I'm so sorry. You got to get up out of here. Because she was fine. No. So I didn't have 3 women simultaneously in that specific situation. I was with the chick. I broke up with her. I still had the chick who was paying the bills, but me and her was never together. And then I met the mother of my kids, and then me and her got into a relationship. But I was not in a relationship with all 3 of them simultaneously. I was in a relationship with the chick we were staying together. Then I was talking to the chick who was paying our bills. But me and her wasn't in a relationship. That was more so just an agreement. Matter of fact, she had a man. But her dude worked 2 jobs, never had no time for whatever the case may be. So she didn't want no money from me or nothing like that. She was getting it from her guy. She just wanted time. So she wanted to go out, like go to the movies, go to dinner and stuff like that. We went out of town. It was a whole situation, man. A whole situation. But yeah, so that's how that ended up happening. And that's how I ended up kicking her out. And I didn't legally do it. But she had pissed me off, boy. Listen. I think she gave me 7 years of bad luck, Crystal. Because for 7 years after that, my life was just down the shitter. And like she told me she had the voodoo. She didn't say voodoo lady. She said palm reader. So when she said palm reader, I instantly seen a voodoo lady come to my house. So she had like a palm reader come and read my clothes and shit like that. And the palm reader told her the woman's name. And she had that. You want to fuck with a woo? She had a woo lady come and like really read my shit. Like I had this lady credit card number, man. She told me to order me some shoes, and she was like, "Oh, you know, don't spend over X, Y, and Z." So I was supposed to get online and order my shoes or whatever the case may be. I had the card number in my phone because she sent me a picture of the card. This girl wrote down this woman card number. Lord knows what she was trying to do with the woman card number, but she didn't have the address. I knew the address by heart, so I didn't need to write the address down. I only had the card on. I only had the card number. So she like wrote the lady card number down and shit. She used to call people phone playing around. I had to get up out my house. I'm like, you doing too much. But yeah, man, she said she had the lady come to my house. The lady read my clothes. The lady told her the woman's name that I was dealing with. What else she said that this woman said? You know, she said that the woman did her little thing, and her woman told her all about the other woman and everything like that. And once that happened, I had already kind of seen the writing on the wall. I was like, yeah, you got to get on out of here. Yeah, man, I think that a lot of stuff that I've been through, can be directly attributed to how I handled one or two situations in my life, because that wasn't me, like me doing her that way. Honestly, I apologize to her for that. Even like years later, not even on no I want to get back with you type vibe. It was just I realized that I was wrong for that. But when I was young, and you know, like I said, all of this stuff happened like in my early 20s. So when I was that young, I was just out here living like, oh, you got the bag, oh baby, you know, baby, you can get some time for you. Listen, as long as you finna pay for this or that or whatever the case may be. That's how I used to be. So I just really was. You know what I'm saying? Like that. I mean, I was an asshole when I was a young guy. When I was young in my early 20s or whatever, I was an asshole. You know, fast forward, like I say, man, I've definitely grown as it pertains to how I conduct myself in relationships with women. Do I still make mistakes? Yes. Do I still, you know, have my own issues to deal with? Yes, of course. But I definitely could say that I don't treat women now how I used to treat women when I was young. But when I was a young man, the world was my oyster. You know, I was just, you know. I was me, but I was, you know, I was just coming out of my little situation or whatever. People knew my name, and you know, I was a pretty popular guy. And then I started coaching football. You know, I had a nice little build on me or whatever the case may be. So, you know, I had a little following and shit like that. You know, and I was 23 years old, man, 24 years old. I was young. So, you know, I was just, you know, living by the seat of my pants, honestly. And man, that's dead, man. Leave that man alone. But and the crazy part about it was I wasn't even trying to move another female in. I just wanted her out because she made me so mad. Because why would you do that? Like, we're not even in a relationship. And see, that the whole thing started because I noticed that her and the mother of my children was talking one day at the park, because I met her at the park. So I noticed that they were talking. So I just, you know, kind of asked. I'm like, hey, what was she, you know, what was y'all talking about? I kind of like asked her to like, asked her in like a little jokingly way to try to like get it up out of them. Like, what y'all was talking about or whatever. And she was like, yeah, no, she was telling me that she your girlfriend and everything like that. And I'm like, hold up, man. That's not my girlfriend. She's not my girlfriend. Yes, we still stay together. That's because I did not, you know, I didn't ask her to leave, you know, once our relationship was over, but that's not my girlfriend. So like the whole thing started from there. So it was like, I kind of felt the way that you was personally trying to sabotage something. And we weren't together. So I just started acting out. And I think that, you know, the tipping point was when she actually called the woman and, you know, said whatever she said to her. And I'm like, man, hell no, I can't, because you went in my phone to get her number. And I'm very big on privacy. So I do not like when people go through my phone. I don't like when people be extra nosy and try to find out all type of information and shit. I don't like that. Like I'm very, very, very big on my privacy, and I like my privacy to be respected. So, you know, once you go to going in my phone and you made that a habit, you know, because I already got caught up with the little this is the same chick I got caught up with the BlackBerry situation with. This is the same situation that I got caught up with the BlackBerry with. It's the same chick. So you didn't have to go through my BlackBerry when you did. I didn't already like that. No, I actually haven't spoken to her in years. We're not social media friends or nothing. I think we share. I think we are following each other on Instagram, but she doesn't have a real big social media presence. I'm pretty sure she's not even watching this. But it ain't two sides to the story. I ain't lying. I don't cap. Ain't no cap in my rap. Erica, was I still smashing the chick at the crib? No, I wasn't. So I initially tried to break up with her too. I tried to break up with her before we even got to where I was dealing with the chick that was paying our bills. I tried to break up with her because of that, right? So I had already known I had already stepped out on her one time with that chick. And I'm like, okay, instead of me just stepping out, let me go ahead and break up with her. The night I broke up with her, the night I tried to break up with her, she cried. I felt bad, ended up getting back in a relationship with her. And she was like, as long as you keep trying not to cheat, then, whatever. So, because I told her, I need, we need to end a relationship because I want to sow more royal oats. I want to get out here and do my little thing, and I don't want to do that to you. So, but she, wasn't trying to hear that. So after that point, what was I to do? But no, I wasn't smashing her like that. I think that before I started dealing with my children's mother, I was not smashing her at all. But after we had broke up and stuff like that, yeah, I still was, dipping in the cookie jar a little bit. But that really wasn't like me dipping in the cookie jar because I wanted it. It was like her wanting for me, her wanting it. And I'm like, okay, well, I guess, how can you break up with the person you said you wasn't in a relationship with? Okay, so let me go ahead and give you the timeline, jury. We met, we was friends in a relationship, moved in together, tried to break up with her. She wouldn't have it. So I ended up getting back into the relationship. And then she lost her job. We broke up officially. That's it for that. The other chick who used to pay the bills, she actually never gave me a headache. She understood the situation. She wasn't ever tripping. She knew I stayed with another woman. She knew that the woman was there. She knew that when she paid bills, she was paying bills for both me and the woman that was staying in the house. She knew all of that. She didn't even care. She just wanted her time. And she even said it. She said, I don't care what you do. I don't care what y'all have going on. It has nothing to do with me. All I want is my time. She rented me cars. She done rented me a car and told me to take the girl out to dinner. She done rented cars. When we went out of town, she took me out of town, financed the whole trip and was like, I want to buy your girl something for letting me rent you for the weekend. She kind of thought that was cute or some shit. But whatever. But yeah, she never actually gave me a problem. So basically, if she would have never lost her job, y'all would have still been together. I get it. I mean, I can't say that we would have still been together to this day because, like I say, that was when I was 23 years old. That was 10, 11 years ago. So I can't say that we would have been together today. But if she wouldn't have lost her job, then there wouldn't have been a provocation for me to speak with the other woman who eventually or ended up paying all our bills. That it would have never been because we would have been having our bills paid. But it was more like a situation where I came in because we worked together. So I came in the back of the building while I was sitting down waiting for a couple of clients. And when I came in, as I was waiting for my clients, I seen her sitting at the desk. And I always notice when people kind of like go out their way to try not to speak or whatever. So I'm usually the type of guy that like if you trying to be like that, then I'm gonna come poke a little fun with kind of trying to get you to open up a little bit. So she was sitting down, and when she was sitting down, she was like kind of like in her I didn't pay no bills. Oh, know what? I did pay a bill. I paid our furniture bill because I am the one who got all our furniture. So I paid for our TVs, our bed, our couches. That I paid for. But remember, the crib was never really supposed to be for me. It was for her. So in my mind, no, this is not really my crib. My name is on it, and I be here. This your shit, but my name on it. But you need to pay the bills because this your shit. It's not my shit. I just can't let you be here without me because my name on it. Believe you me, man, I was young. I thought stupidly, okay? Damn, don't judge me. Yeah, so don't judge me, Dree. But yeah, man, so yeah, it would. So she was in the back of the building, man. We went to talking or whatever the case may be, and she just liked them a conversation and whatever. So we end up exchanging numbers, and then I was pissed off, and I think that she probably said something or asked me a question, and I was telling her what happened. I think I was telling her about my girl losing her job. I was telling her about my girl losing her job because of trying to keep up with me. And I was like, nah, she was paying the bills, you know what I'm saying? Like, whoop, whoop, whoop. And like she hit me with some sugar mama. She hit me with some sugar mama shit. Like, well, you know, I mean, I don't have no problem helping you if you need help or whatever. You seem like a nice guy. Whoop whoop whoop. So I took that. I ended up going to her house the same night. Boom, boom, boom. I had done, you know, woody whoop. Then she had done dropped some bread on me that same night. So this was before Cash App and all of that stuff. So, you know, she had dropped cash on me right then and there, like right after, you know what I'm saying, right after, before I had left her house. What could you find a man that can pay your bills? That's not the aim, to find a man to pay your bills. The aim is to find a man who is going to love you when you wake up with no makeup on and no hair. You need to find a man who's going to love you without your eyebrows. But no, on a serious note, the you know, the notion that, you know, you want to, you're not going to find a man that can, you can find a million guys that can pay your bills, but is that going to be worth what some of those guys are going to put you through mentally, physically, and emotionally? Love don't pay bills, but guess what? I mean, hey, but I know you just playing, Dre, so I'm not going to even be trying to battle back and forth with your big head self. If you want a guy to pay bills, I mean, I don't know. I think that you can find a guy to meet you where you are, and if that guy is serious about you, then that guy is going to take steps to grow and climb with you. And as you guys grow and climb, you guys are going to be in positions or in a position where you won't have to pay no bills. But if anything, I always say that, you know, find somebody who's going to treat you right first. Because the person who's going to treat you right is going to love you correctly and all of that other good stuff. There's no saying that guy is going to be exactly where you want him to be financially. But any guy who is going to try is a guy who can get there. And sometimes it requires help. You yourself, you know a lot of people. So imagine a guy that's going to love you correctly and love you to death and all of that good stuff, but he may have not had no good luck. You know a lot of people, hey, you may be able to help him get into a better position employment-wise. And once he get into that better position employment-wise, he's been put in a position where he can, you know, pay all the bills. And he's going to appreciate you, you know, for you know, giving him the opportunity, even though he may have not had it all. So like I always like, from what I say is that when you get into a relationship, your relationship should always be built on constants and never variables. So a variable is employment. We all, no matter how secure you feel like you are in your job right now, we all are a pandemic away, a war away from losing our employment. But once you lose that employment, what do you have? So if you lose that employment and you lose that employment, you lose everything that was good about you, then guess what? Was it you or was it the employment? No, that variable shouldn't change the constants. The constants is the love I have for you, me always wanting to see you happy, me always wanting to see you smile, me always wanting to be that smile, me wanting to hold you tight and all of the other good shit. Those are constants. Now variables, it's like where I'm working at. Because guess what? I could go to my job tomorrow and somebody could say something I don't like, and I'm not really big on disrespect. Don't really take it too well. And if you try it, I'm going to fry it. Okay? And it's happened to me before. I've lost a job because somebody said something that I could not agree with, that I would not take, and I ended up losing my job for that. You know, he said something and he tried to say something to me while he copied other people in the email and copied both of our direct supervisor. And I guess that when he copied our direct supervisor, he thought that somehow made him safe, but it did not, because my response was my response. And I lost my job because of that. So we all in that situation, but my job don't make me the better. My job don't make me the man that I am. Where I work doesn't make me the man that I am. Me being who I am is what makes me who I am. And that's the part that you're going to fall in love with. You're not going to fall in love with things that can change. The same way I could have, you know, $18,000 in my bank account right now. It's the same way that I can have $8 in my bank account right now. But none of that is going to change my core values, my morals, you know, and my principles as a man. So those are the first things that you should look for. And once you find those things, those constants, then we can work on the variables. You know, you want your man to get to a position where you ain't got to pay no bills. Well, let's get him there. Let's find out what he like to do, and let's push him. Let's push him to, you know, let's push him in the positive direction. You know, let's do that. You know, let's build. And it's the same way for the men, because that's what men do. You know, men find a woman, and you know, if you blessed to be in a position where you could put your girl in a position, you find out what your girl like to do, and you help her get into that, so that she can flourish in what she wants to do. It's the same way with your man. Your man got a job right now. That don't mean that he, you know, his job don't pay him a lot. His job don't pay him the most in the world, you know, but through your connections and people who you know, you got you a good guy on your hands, you got you a good man on your hands, you could talk to your people, you could get him connected, you could get him that better employment, you could get him that more money. So then that puts you and him in a better position. Y'all grow together, y'all work together. You know, I get it. And somebody said something on a post, so I can address this right now. She says, why do men, I believe she said something to the effect of like, why do men get so radical when women talking about somebody being financially stable or fiscally responsible? So make no mistake about it. Fiscally responsible is an abstract concept, okay? Fiscally responsible, you could try your hardest. There are people that have been fiscally responsible and have lost everything still. So this notion that a man is not fiscally responsible because he may not have something is kind of poppycock. Just because you don't have something at that present time does not make you fiscally irresponsible. Things happen. Life happens to people. And I don't think that we take into account that enough. Life happens to people. You are not, and everybody is not blessed to have rainbows and Skittles for the rest of their life. Shit happens, man. Like I say, even the issue, me, imagine me now, I'm a hard worker, good worker. You know, I come to work, I do my job, I do it exceptionally well. You know, I'm when we in the board meetings, when we in the big conference meeting, you could call on my name. I'm able to clearly articulate the visions that we have for the company moving forward and all of that good stuff. I'm able to do all of that. I got on my shirt and my tie when I walk into place. I smell good. I look good. All of that good stuff. Me being that great employee, I lost all of that because I am unwilling to take disrespect from people. So does that make me fiscally irresponsible because I am unwilling to receive the disrespect people try to shovel? You know, no, that doesn't make me fiscally irresponsible. So it's not me being mad when you talk about fiscal responsibility. It's because you have no idea of what it truly is, and you don't know my story to say that I'm fiscally irresponsible. So not only do you not really know what fiscally responsible means or entails, but you don't even know how I got to where I am, nor do you have any empathy or understanding for the situation. So that is what more so would make me upset versus anything. But there are plenty of people who were fiscally responsible right up until the time where they fiscally went to shit. It happens. You know, what could you say? What could you do? That doesn't make somebody less, you know, what about people who have to start over again? You know, what about people that happens to? You know, you had your own, you was doing your thing, whoop, 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 something catastrophic happens, or hey, something beyond your control happens. Because again, this is life. What happened when that person has to start over? And you didn't meet that person at the apex. You met that person when he was at the bottom of the mountain again. He had to climb his way up. But you didn't meet him at the apex. Life happens. He had to start all over again. What about that guy? Is that guy fiscally irresponsible? Is that guy not worth somebody's time because of his situation at that present time? It happens. I mean, it really does. But I think that, like I say, we live in a culture where we are not really empathetic to those situations when they're coming from a specific part of our community. It's like we understand when it happens for these people, but not for these people. And I think that has to change, because that's why we're losing so many good people in our community because of those ideologies. We're losing our community and our family structure because of some of those ideologies. Some women look at some men and really don't have any inclination as to what that man has been through, what he's trying to accomplish, you know, what may have happened in his life for him to be in the position that he's in and what he's trying to do to change that in his life. We don't give people the opportunity to even provide us that information to make informed decisions as to whether or not this person is worth an opportunity. See, but we will look at the person who screams that they're worth the opportunity and think that they're worth the opportunity. That's why, I mean, just like someone said to me today, oh, I should talk about anything else. Okay, well, as long as I see that, as long as I'm not talking about what's adversarial to the ideologies that's expounded upon every day by a large segment of women, it's cool. If I was to sit here every day and talk about how niggas ain't shit, niggas ain't shit, niggas ain't shit, no one would ever complain about me saying that, because that's the norm. Or in the reverse, women would love to hear it. Women would love to see it. Men would have a complaint about it. But because I choose to talk about the issues as it pertains to relationships between men and women, I am then labeled as a woman basher, or I have to have been hurt. No, it's that I see that there's an issue in our community. And if women understand, because as extreme as what I say sounds, it's not extreme at all. I only talk about us working together, building together, not looking at each other as a means of comeuppance, not looking at this person to pay all the bills, not looking at this person to do all the cooking and cleaning and all of that. Us coming together, working together to achieve greatness in our family structures. I talk about some of these misnomers, and I talk about some of the things that happen in relationships that attribute to the demise of the Black family. And I talk about that from a male perspective and what we see, or what I see from women. I have never dated a man, never been in a relationship with no man, never tried nothing with no man. I don't know how men operate. And there's 1,000 people that every day say something about a man and what he ain't doing, or what he is doing, or what he should be doing, or what a real man is. It's so many people to do that. So I don't feel as if I need to be the person to pile on and keep doing that. Nah, I'm going to talk about what I see from this perspective and what I feel we need to do to better our community. And again, I always say that entails some work from the men as well. This is not a job that is absent of men. Men, we need to get on our shit as well. Brothers, y'all got to get on y'all shit. Y'all can't be the video game player, bro. Listen, if you out here trying, you out here hustling, you trying to get you a better job, you trying to get a job, things not working out for you, you go on the interviews, whatever the case may be, then my brother, just keep on going. I understand. But it's you video game playing niggas who don't got no job and don't want to work that these women be talking about. And then it's the same way men treat women according to the experiences he's had with women. Women treat men according to the experiences that they've had with men. So we need to wipe our slates clean. Whatever happened in our past happened in our past. Whatever happened in our past, it happened in our past, and it is what it is. But if we all can come to a general consensus as to how to move, and we set out a set of standards that we all can adhere to, I think that we can start healing the divide in our community. I think that we could all come together so that we achieve those common goals that we want to reach. But I just think that the things that go on now, how we look at things now, how our community and how our people is so much with instant gratification that we don't look at the soul of a man, but we look at what that man holds, that attributes to what is happening in our community. And if we want brothers to do better, the same way I want brothers to do better, that's why I tell women to start liking different men. Don't like the guy who got the foreigns, who got the bag, and we can't verify where that foreign and that bag came from. Let's not like him. Let's like the guy who do his 40 hours a week and he trying to make it. You know why? Because that's how we change the mindset of our little boys. Men, we got to be off the bullshit too. But if we know that our community is moved by the beat of the drum of our sisters, then guess what? When the sisters go to changing the beat, then we got to acquiesce, or you're gonna be without. So that's what I lead to you guys tonight, man. We all have to change. We all have to do some work if we want to see our family structure and our community get back to the strength and dominance that we used to have. That requires work from men. It requires work from women. And we have to talk about it. And I invite any woman, any person who wants to come on this show You know, I post the link for you. You're able to get on. You're able to give me your opinion. You're able to, tell me how you feel. Tell the world how you feel. And if you have a good show idea, if you think it's something that we should talk about, send it to me. If I have not gone over that subject already, then we can go over it. And if I have gone over it, depending on the circumstances, if you're coming to add an opinion or something, then we probably can go over that too. But this is the platform. Man Talk Monday is so that we can communicate with each other and we can understand each other better. It's never the intention to bash women. I love my sisters, but I just be wanting you sisters to understand where us brothers coming from. I don't know where you sisters is coming from to them brothers because I don't deal with brothers to know. And it's people that's going to talk about that. But here on Man Talk Monday, man, we just trying to improve our community, man. We trying to improve our community through loving each other, loving on each other better. So that's my time, ladies and gentlemen. It's always a pleasure. Tune in every Monday at 8 p.m. as we discuss the issues that plague our community, the issues in entertainment, the sports issues, whatever y'all want to talk about. Man Talk Monday, we're going to talk about it. It's your boy, Mama. There goes that man. Over and out.